Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Clarity Tarot and Astrology. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys are all doing very well and are excited for the month of June. Tonight, we are doing June 2025 live readings. So, for those of you who are watching this in the live version, you will have an opportunity to get a live reading with me tonight. If you are a member of my channel, then our monthly readings have reset and you can now get your free monthly reading. For those of you who aren't yet members of my channel, I highly recommend joining. There are so many perks that you get. You get access to all of my exclusive videos as well as free readings throughout the month. So it's a really good value, and I'll put a link for how to join in the description box below. If you are not interested in being a member, but you'd still like to get a reading with me tonight, you can always donate for a reading. I always have a price list in the description box, and you can always donate for the offering that you're interested in, and we'll do it here on the live stream together. Okay. If you are watching this in the recorded version and you'd still like to get a reading with me, I do offer private readings, and that link will also be down below. But other than that, you guys, welcome to June. We are getting ready to transition into summer. And I do think that this is going to be an interesting one. So do make sure that you check out my June astrology video. I posted it earlier on the channel. I went over all of the transits that are happening in the month of June. And if you are a member of my channel, I did also post an extended reading with predictions for all 12 signs. So if you're interested in watching those videos, I'll put links for them down below. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's get started here. Hello, Shyness. How are you? Okay, no problem. No problem. Shyness, thank you so much. I got your donations. You can post your question whenever you're ready. Okay, cool. Is there a specific person that we're reading for, or is it just general love? Okay. Okay, so most important messages for shyness, please, in regards to love. What can shyness expect in the month of June? What should shyness expect? Is there anyone coming in? What advice and guidance do you have for shyness? Okay, so the overall energy for your love life this month, I have the Strength card. All right, so this means this month is going to be filled with lots of ups and downs, okay? Hey, Shauna. This month is going to be filled with lots of ups and downs in terms of your love life, okay? I'm seeing that on the old front, but I'm also seeing that on the new front as well. In terms of the old stuff, there's a need to have the courage, because Strength card is all about having courage, having the courage to let go. But on the new front, having the courage to be vulnerable. So it's kind of difficult on both sides, okay? You're sort of in this in-between period right now. You're like in a limbo period right now where something new wants to come in for you, but you're not fully ready to handle it, or you're not ready to, it's like you're not open enough to receive it. Okay. And that's because there's still old stuff lingering around, and we're going to clarify what that is in a second. There's still old stuff lingering around. So there's still some letting go, healing, forgiveness that's needing to be done, but there's also work that's needing to be done in terms of vulnerability, intimacy, openness. So yeah, there's a lot of work to be done this month. So let's look at the past energy first. Yeah, 10 of Swords falling out of the deck as soon as I said that. There's some stuff that needs to be put to bed. Like, it's not necessary to hold on to like certain deceit or betrayal. The 10 of Swords shows someone with knives in their back. So there definitely has been some past pain, past hurt, past struggles. And yes, you might be justified. You might truly be, like, let's say the victim, quote unquote. I don't like using that word. You might truly be the victim in the situation. But there's a need to drop that title, or that, like, they did that and da 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 da. Like, you might still be holding on to it. And it's taking up so much space in your aura. Like I said, there's like no room for something to come in because negative energies are so much heavier and denser than positive energy. So it's like you're trying to bring positivity into your life, but it's like your energy is still negative, okay? So it's like there's still a need to clear out some of the past. Like, you've got to get to a point where it's like almost as if it never even happened. Like, you have that level of forgiveness. You have that level of energy where it's all water under the bridge. There's still resentment, there's still pain, there's still anger, there's still fear. Like, it's too heavy, it's too much. It's weighing you down, and it's preventing you from moving forward. I I also have the King of Wands. So this could be in regards to a fire sign person. So this could be an Aries, Leo, or Sag that you dealt with in the past. I also have the Moon coming out. Well, it could be a Cancer person, or this could be someone that you lived with, someone who you considered family. This also could be referring to family. Like this could actually be referring to family, like family pain or family trauma or family weight as well. But again, it's like it's so strongly in your energy, it's so strongly in your aura, like it affects your moon, and your moon is so important in love. Your moon is how you attract men, that's how they're attracted to your moon, your femininity, your energy. But it's like the energy is, there's already a masculine energy in that aura, so it doesn't allow for a new masculine energy to come in, because someone's energy is too prevalent. It's just, ugh, it just doesn't feel good. Yes, you've got to get this out. Whoever this is, whatever this is, it's got to go. It's got to go. Let's look at the future. I have the Ace of Cups. So yes, there is an opportunity this month. Okay. There's an opportunity this month. You've got Venus, the planet of love and pleasure and joy and beauty, going into your 7th house this month. So there's definitely an opportunity for someone to come in. And I do think that someone will be coming in. I'll try to see like what I'm getting in terms of the sign, but like I said, it's like you almost can't even recognize the person, or you can't take them in, or they can't see you, or you can't like take advantage of the situation because of this old thing that you're dealing with. I have the Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So this could be an air sign person that's coming in, and a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay. He's coming in a little hot and cold, but he's coming in hot and cold because there's not enough space for him. That's why he's coming in hot and cold. It's like there's not enough room for him to stay. Let's see what else. The Fool. This is the energy you have to get into. You have to get into this Fool energy, this more naive, kind of young girl, playful, no cares in the world type of energy. You've got to clear the slate. You have to open up to this. That's how new love comes in. Six of Wands. Yeah, this could be something really good. This is like a summer fling. This is summer fling energy, but it's something that if it can make it past the summer, right? Like if you spend the time just being open, right? Just being open, just being free, just being accepting, no expectation, just having a good time and showing your femininity and showing your heart, then it can develop into something more. Six of Cups. This could be someone, not necessarily that you know, but someone that is like familiar in a sense, like maybe they come from the same like neighborhood, or you guys like maybe potentially do run in the same circles, but not, it doesn't feel like it's someone that you're like involved with. There's some type of connection, like maybe you guys come from the same culture or something. There's like a familiarity um that it feels like you're sharing with this person. Like you both have the same, like you both have the same upbringing. I have the Five of Cups and the Four of Pentacles coming out though. Whoever this person is, you both share the same wounds as well. Okay? You both share the same wounds. You've both loved and lost. Because now I have this person coming out as the Knight of Wands. So again, there's like this hot and cold energy. You've both loved and lost. You've both put yourselves out there, been rejected, been hurt, been betrayed. But you both still want love. And that's, again, that's where I was feeling that initial courage message is like, you have to have the courage with this new situation to not let the past define what's possible, or not like not be kind of like jaded by your experiences. It requires you both to trust each other. And I feel like that's something that maybe you will recognize in each other. You will both recognize that you both have been hurt before. And that's what will bring you together. Not consciously, but unconsciously, that will bring you together because you both have the same like fear. So that's what I see with this situation. It's like you both will be like wishy-washy with each other, or you'll both be waiting for the other person to make a move because you want to be sure that this is it, or you want to be sure that this person feels the same way about you. But with that attitude and mentality, like it won't work out. You know, like it just won't work. And that's what this new situation will show you. It'll show you like where kind of your blocks still are. So it's going to be a learning experience. But again, if you can work through your fears, it can become more. But first things first, this old energy has got to go because it's contributing to the fear. It's contributing to the just like the negative, it's like a negative energy around you. So this has to go first. Let's get some messages from Spirit here. Old energy came through as a fire sign, Leo, Sag, Aries. Okay, the card that's coming out is children. Okay, so children could also be a very big factor right now. Yeah, bottom of the deck, I have interference. So children are also a very big thing to mind this month. They could also be having an impact on your dating energy. I have passion. Okay. The card says try something you've never done before. So like I said, there's a need for you to get kind of into your like young girl energy, like just your fun, youthful energy. So this could be a good time to do something that you've never done before, do something that maybe you've wanted to do. switch your energy up a little bit, get out of like the like I would say the hardness or like the Queen of Swords energy that I feel that you carry, because that's just not going to bring in the right type of person. Um, yeah, you've got to raise your vibration in some way so you can bring in a higher vibrational person. So it feels like you need to open your heart more and do something that allows you to do that. Do something that's more creative, that opens up that femininity. I also have soulmate. Okay, so the person that's coming in could very well be a soulmate. And like when I say soulmate, I don't necessarily mean like, oh, this is like your forever person, da 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 da. Like soulmate just means it's someone that you're destined to meet, someone that's very important on your path, and someone that's going to teach you something very important about yourself. And I definitely see that this person is going to show you your blocks, are going to show you your insecurities and your fears and give you an opportunity to work through them. Let's get some advice and guidance. We have honor your feelings, new moon in Pisces, take a breather, Cancer. The signs that were coming in was air. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius for the signs that are coming in. Okay. So the advice for you in terms of love is honor your feelings. Okay. So like you're fully justified to feel the way that you feel, but also understand how those feelings are impacting your energy, like the vibe you're putting out and like what it's allowing you to attract in. We also have take a breather, like just relax, like that's the best energy to be in terms of love, is just to be in an open, relaxed space where you're not having any expectations, where you're just open to the experience, you're open to whatever comes in. That's when you're going to get the best type of person, have the best type of experience. So like I said, I feel like it's a good idea to do something different, get out of your normal energy, something that is relaxing and enjoyable. And we also have cool your emotions. So dealing with any anger or resentment is also really huge as well, because these are the biggest energies that block love, that block good things from coming in. So just work on relaxing a little bit, just work on being cool, being calm. That's going to put you in the best position to bring this person in and to be able to make this new connection work. And bottom of the deck, I have go for it, right? So when this thing comes in, go for it, and go for it wholeheartedly without fear, without using past judgment or, being scared or, being defensive in any way towards this person. It's only going to hurt you. It's not protecting you. It's only hurting you. Okay. So hopefully that is helpful. Let me know if you have any additional questions. Hi, Gorgie. Yeah, so it's the old energy was fire. So Sag would be the fire. So there could be a different person coming in that is air. Gorgie, thank you so much for your donation. So Shyness, hopefully that was helpful for you. If you have any questions, just let me know. Alrighty, so next up we've got Gorgie. And Gorgie wants to know, what does my love life look like this year? Who are the star players? Okay, so good question. What does Gorgie's love life look like this year? What is the big overarching energy? What are the most important themes? Who are the star players? All right, the overarching energy for the year is Queen of Swords. Okay, so this is you having your discernment on, okay? This is you really being super critical of who's coming in, right? It's like you're very alert and aware of who's around you, what's going on. Um, it's like you're trying to like size people up this year. You're looking for the one, and you're looking for something very, very specific, right? You're looking for perfection, essentially. Um, there's no BS, right? You don't want any BS. You don't want anyone to waste your time. Uh, you're looking for what you're looking for. Okay. The bottom of the deck, though, I have the Hanged Man. The outcome of the year is to is to drop this, okay? Is to drop this and to go with the flow and just to be more open with, you know, whatever comes in. Yes, you got it, girlfriend. It is going to get in the way of finding someone. Yes. Um, because look, the reality is like there's something wrong with everyone. you know, there's something wrong with everyone. And there's nothing wrong with being selective. Of course, you should be selective. You should know what you want. But you could be being overly selective. And that could be, you could have too many filters on and then you have no results because the filters are just way too strong. They're way too specific. And, you could be missing out on someone or the opportunity to get to know great people, even though they maybe don't meet, let's say, your initial criteria. And so it feels like this is more of a year to really get clear about what is important to you and what do you want, like what are you actually looking for, right? Like, okay, you want love, you want a relationship, but what are you really looking for? Are you looking for someone that's just a companion? Are you looking for someone who's an equal partner? Are you looking for a provider? Are you looking for, someone that's going to go into business with you? Like, what are you really, 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 truly looking for? Because then that can help you to determine who's the best person for you, even if they don't meet, like, check every single box. If they check that most important box or they check like 70-80%, then that might be someone worth taking a shot on rather than waiting for the 100% guy. So this might be a year of like kind of coming out of like high priestess mode. A lot of times us spiritual gals can, be very because our energy is so high, because we've done our work, because we're very healed, we don't want to deal with someone that, hasn't done that work. But the reality is that a lot of guys have not done that work, right? And they they don't like sometimes they're not able to do it, right? Like you might be the one that maybe helps that person get over that finish line, right? Help them get to that, you know, 100% mark. Just by being around you and being in your energy and learning from you, right? Like that helps them to kind of heal themselves, because guys that are healed, they're also extremely selective as well. Like those type of guys are crazy selective and they're very, very particular. And they have the same problem. So there's like a level of, understanding of okay, like if I want a relationship, obviously that's going to require compromise because that is what a relationship is. It requires compromise and meeting people halfway. So it's like you kind of have to come down from high priestess mode this year, drop your defenses this year. Queen of Swords is very defensive. Queen of Swords is like, don't mess with me. I've been through that, been there, done that. Don't want to deal with that. I can see straight through that. And it's like, okay, like that's good and fine, right? But you know, it's just going to filter too many people out, you know. Oh my god, healed men, they're so particular, right? They're looking for perfection as well. They're looking for their beautiful spiritual goddess and they want her to be a vegan and all this stuff, right? They have their own, level of delusion is what it is. And it goes both ways. Healed women have the same delusion. They want this perfect gentleman who has everything together and, has no problems and da 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 da. And it's like a lot of times to do some of that that deeper healing work, it happens inside of partnership. It doesn't always happen outside of partnership. So, there might be someone who comes along that, hey, they're pretty good, right? They've got good bones, they've got a good foundation, they're pretty much most of the way, but maybe they do have a couple blind spots, and maybe it's better to invest the time and energy with that person as opposed to icing them out and just waiting for Mr. Perfect. So that's what I'm getting for the big overarching energy. And with the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck, the Hanged Man is about letting go. It's about forgiveness. It's about grace. It's about compassion. It's about having empathy. And I think that is like kind of the goal of the year for you, is just to get to the point where it's like you're no longer looking for Mr. Perfect. You're just looking for that person that works perfectly for you. Okay. All right, let's see star players. Let me actually use astrology, use the astrology deck, because that'll give us better insight. Who are the star players? I have 7th house, so this is Libra. Let's see what else. I also have 2nd house. I have Taurus. Oh, one more. And I have 8th house. I have Scorpio. Okay. I also have 10th house at the bottom of the deck as well. And I find these cards very interesting. These cards could be like an indicator of maybe what is factors that could be coming up in terms of love. So with 7th house, this is the theme of what we're talking about compromise. That is a really big theme I feel like you have to consider this year is, all right, what do they have? What do I have? What are they lacking? What are their weaknesses? What are their strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are my strengths? And kind of going, okay, maybe we can put our stuff together and that creates the whole, right? Maybe looking for someone that kind of fills the holes that you have. What's also interesting too is I have 2nd and 8th house. So these are financial houses as well. And that could be maybe something that you're thinking about. Maybe you're wanting someone who, you do share financials with, or you have like joint finances with, or again, you can bring your resources together. That seems to be a theme here. Is being able to collaborate with each other. That could be very important. And then I have 10th house. So this is someone who is serious, right? Someone who's serious, someone who's thinking about the long term, someone who has something going for themselves, like really going for themselves. That could be very important as well. All of these cards are, things that indicate a relationship that improves your status, right? Like this is someone that comes in and they improve your life in some way. So even if, let's say, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, maybe they're not 100%, at least you get something out of it. At least there's some type of value that this person brings to the table. That does make your life better in some way. So it feels like whoever this person is, like, it feels like they might be well off, or they could be okay financially. Um, maybe they've got their own business. They're at a place in their career where, they're pretty good, they're pretty stable. Um, like money doesn't seem to be an issue with whoever this person is. They seem to be pretty well off. But they might be lacking in terms of like emotional sensitivity or spiritual awareness or their level of consciousness. That's maybe more of what this person is lacking, but perhaps that's where you fill in the gap for them. You said I don't have any of those players in my current life. Yeah, it's a long year ahead. We still got half a year ahead. You never know who might show up, what might happen. So let's see. Let's see what happens. But whoever this person is, I think the way to recognize them is that they've got value. That seems to be the theme of this person. But yeah, going back to your astrology for the year, you've got your Venus and your Mars in Gemini. Jupiter is now leaving Gemini. It's now going into Cancer. It's going into your 11th house. This is the house of goals, plans, and dreams for the future. Jupiter can indicate like a husband figure or someone who brings, luck, abundance, and wisdom to our life. So that to me also shows that, yeah, whoever this person is, it's like they've done their hard yards in life. They've done the career that's well. They're maybe now reaping the rewards of that. And you also can benefit from those rewards as well. And then in terms of your numerology for this year and your Vedic astrology for that point as well, they're both more about like wrapping something up. It's really more next year, 2026, that I feel that something gets solidified, something really, really good comes in. So I think the rest of this year is kind of more about breaking down your own barriers, breaking down your own limiting beliefs, breaking down expectations, like feeling like something should happen or, thinking like, oh, it's been this X amount of time. So yeah. Is that person already married and in an unhappy marriage? Let's see. Is this person already married? I have 2 of Pentacles. I have the World as well. Underneath that, I have the 2 of Cups. This is someone that could have been married. They definitely could have been married. But if they were married, it's likely well and over. They might still be financially responsible or on the hook with them, like in terms of maybe alimony or child support. That's more of what it is. It's more of like a financial thing, but there's 2 of Cups underneath this, so it kind of shows like it was all right. It was good when it was good, but it feels more like their time has just come and gone. Like they're just not a part of the next chapter of each other's life. It's kind of more of that scenario, but it doesn't seem like this person is like actively married and unhappy. No, no. But yeah, you're in a 3-year this year. It's a fun year. It's more about enjoying, socializing, having a good time, being there, not really being too hooked into anything. That's more of next year. In year 4 a year, that's way more a year about getting serious, being committed, working hard, and that 4 years can definitely bring commitment. He said, "I'm strangely losing faith in Michael and Nick." Yeah, they might not be it. I mean, they would show up in the reading, and neither of their signs showed up. And remember with your astrology reading that we did, in the current time period you're in this K2 period, okay? And K2 is about the past, it's about faded experiences, it's about it's about soulmates, but it's more about soulmates that help you to release things. And both of these individuals, they might not make it to the next time period. So you're going into a Mercury Venus time period very soon. And when you're in that Mercury Venus, that is going to be a better time period for partnership. You've got Venus in your 11th house of your goals, plans, and dreams for the future. And you've also got Venus conjunct Mars. And I believe it was like June of 2026, you're going to have a Mercury, Venus, Mars period. That would be the time that you would meet like the person. Because Venus and Mars together is the masculine and feminine. And those two coming together is like, chef's kiss, okay? Having that in your chart. So you don't have that right now. You're still in this Mercury K2. So it's more about letting go. It's more about having karmic experiences, having faded experiences, letting go of the past, releasing, um, you know, so anyone that's there right now, you wouldn't be able to really hang on to them anyways, because once you switch into the next time period, it calls for something new. It calls for like a new experience. So I wouldn't really think that Michael and Nick would be it. And plus, too, from like what we can gather, limited amount of information we can gather from their astrology, it doesn't seem as though either of them are really super well suited for you. Again, there's very limited information we can get, but from what I can see, it's like, like they're both like okay, it's like it's all right. It's not anything like, oh my God, this is great. So I would call what you're in right now like a limbo. Like you're not quite in a period of time where it's super great, but it's not super terrible either. It's just okay, And so that's how like both of them can feel like they're just okay. Everything could kind of just feel like, like my life's not bad, but it's also not great either. And it's just the K2. Like it's not my favorite time periods, but they are short-lived and they pass quickly. So yeah, I'm telling you, just be patient. Go back and watch that video. Look at that chart with the dates on it, the Vedic chart with the dates on it. Check when you move into that Venus period, right? Venus is obviously a much nicer period, right? Venus is about love, it's about beauty, it's about relationship, it's about joy. You're coming into that very, very soon. So that's going to be a better time for dating. It's going to be a better time for enjoying life. It's going to be a better time for, just feeling good in your body and feeling attractive and feeling confident. It's going to be much nicer. And we're also going to be in much nicer astrology, just generally speaking. Like right now, we're in kind of crappy astrology right now. And yeah, there's so much going on in the background, but things are going to get better very, very soon. You said Venus in a certain sign. What do you mean by that? Hey, Kyla. Awesome, love. Thank you so much. I think the date was June 2nd of this year to June of next year. Yeah, I'd have to go back and look at your charts again. What we do have, what I can know off the top of my head, we do have Venus going into Taurus, and that's going to be your 10th house. That's going to be about career for you and your public reputation and your status. So for June, that's something that you're definitely going to be thinking about. You're going to be thinking a lot about your relationship status. Like, okay, where am I currently at right now? You know, I'm single. How do I feel about being single? What is the status that I currently want right now? You're going to be thinking a lot about that. Like you could be thinking a lot about like, I don't want to be in this status. I want to be in a different status. That's like a strong feeling that you could potentially have. And then Venus will go into Cancer. I believe that's going to be in July. Don't quote me. That could be a much nicer period at that time. You also could see that when Venus goes into Cancer, that Michael becomes a bigger player because he is a Cancer and Jupiter also is going to be in Cancer. So I would definitely say in terms of Michael, June is out for him. Just forget about June because all the energy for him is going to be in his 12th house. So just forget it. Don't even expect anything from him. But July, when we are in Cancer season, when all of the planets are in Cancer, he can become a better player, and you at least could potentially get some more information about him and whether or not he, checks those boxes for you. Like, does he meet at least 80% of my criteria? So July could be a more promising time specifically for Michael. If it was time for Nick, he would be around right now. You would see Nick being a player like as we speak right now. So like if he's not showing up right now, then that's just a good indication that that's just like probably not for the season at this time, because this would be the time that he would be showing up. But yeah, again, I'd have to go back and look at the dates again, but I'd say in general, just be patient, because you're also going through a period of time in your astrology where you're moving into the last quadrant of your chart as well, prior to Virgo season. So you're going to come more online in the summer to fall time is when you'll come a bit more online here. So that's what I'm saying. Like with these particular guys, I'm like, none of the timing is really matching up. Like nothing's really making sense here, in terms of these particular people. Because you're all going through ending cycles at roughly the same time. So that's what leads me to believe like there could be someone just completely different, completely new that you just haven't seen yet, that you're just not aware of at this particular moment in time. So yeah, but hopefully that's helpful. I mean, the biggest thing with this reading that we've done here today is I feel like it's really important to kind of drop the high expectations, dropping the like barriers, the walls, the defenses. That's going to be a big thing. Really determining, okay, what is actually important to me? If someone only was to meet, one specific criteria, what would it be? And what is it that I'm really looking for? And that can really help you to narrow down or identify who the person is. Alrighty. So be patient. Be patient. I know the summertime it's hard, it's emotional, but we're going to get through it. You are very, very welcome. Alrighty, so Miss Kyla, you said reading for Kyla. Will you please tell me what's new about my relationship with Chris? He said he wants to take our relationship to the next level. Give me 1 second. It cut off here. Next level, but isn't making... Shoot, this thing, it cuts off halfway. So I have to go look at it another way. Okay. But isn't making effort to see me or communicate with me more. I also wonder if he's seeing someone else. I'm feeling frustrated and thinking of ending it. I think I've just grown past the relationship and he can't give me anything besides a situationship. Looking for insight. Thanks. Okay, so Chris, I remember that he is a Libra rising. Let me tell you what's going on with Libra rising right now. They've had a big shift occur for them in their 7th house of relationships. They've just had Saturn, the planet of restriction, limitation, and boundaries, go into their 7th house. And they also have Neptune that has currently moved into their 7th house, which is the planet of deception and illusion. Mike, Chris, is this the same person? Oh, is this a different person? Oh, not about his rising. Oh, he's a Virgo. Okay. Is Chris the person you were engaged to? Oh, okay. This is the one you dated before Mike. So Mike is the one that you were engaged to. Okay. Okay. So, oh, this is the one before that. Okay. I remember. I remember. Yes, that guy is the Virgo. Okay. I don't think we ever looked at his, I don't know that we ever looked at his chart. So I can't remember. Um, okay. Scratch that. Virgo. What is going on with Virgo? Virgo now has Saturn in their eighth house. So they've got Saturn in the house of intimacy, vulnerability. Um, so yeah, I don't think we looked at his chart. Okay. So could he be being serious about a relationship? He could, with Saturn in his eighth house. So I don't think he is like BSing you about that, but um with Saturn in his eighth house, it requires him to be, honest about his fears and his insecurities. And if he hasn't healed those things, then that he could be dragging you into a lot of BS and a lot of just drama, essentially. So let's see. Let's see where he's really at. Okay, so what is the real deal with Chris here? Is he really serious about taking things to the next level? Let's answer that first. Okay, I have the Judgment card, I have the Emperor, and I have the Death card. Okay, so yes, he is serious, but with a big but. He is more concerned with him and his needs and what he wants. So it's like he kind of wants you, but he wants you for his own use. Does that make sense? Like he wants you for his own benefit, his own value. And that's the thing about Saturn in the eighth house. It's like his eighth house is Aries. So it's about the self. And it's about him going through like having to be very real with himself, having to go through certain transformations, having to go through, he's going to have to deal with some difficulties over the next 3 years. And he wants you there. He wants you around because he doesn't know what's going to happen to him. So it has kind of like a selfish implication to it. Like maybe he knows that you're going to look out for him, you're going to make sure that he's okay, you're going to be there, and that's more of what he wants more than anything, as opposed to having some type of like reciprocal relationship. Okay, see how he's thinking about you. Ace of Cups. Yeah, no, he genuinely is trying to reconnect with you. He really does want you in his life, but again, it's just more for selfish reasons and how he feels about you. Three of Wands. He does want to see this happen, okay? Because he feels like you're a good person to partner with. He feels like you're a good person to have around. Like, 8th house relationships that start in the 8th house are about getting something, as opposed to like love, right? Like it's more about, okay, you have this to offer, I have that to offer. Let's give to each other what we have to offer. And I feel like he likes what you have to offer in terms of your companionship, your kindness, your empathy, your compassion. Like these are things that he wants. Um but he's not really trying to he's not putting in the he's not giving you what you want essentially. He's not really interested like what he has to give, like what he's giving you, the level of energy he's giving you right now is what he has to give. So granted that you were like okay with that, like he's okay with that. So is he seeing someone else? Okay, 10 of Swords. No, he's not seeing anyone else. There could have been someone that he was seeing maybe not too long ago, but it's a non-factor. It's over. It's not anything to be like worried or concerned about. So I wouldn't worry too much about another person. I think more of his like more of the frustration that you feel about him is just coming from him and his lack of energy, his lack of investment. So let's clarify the cards here. Clarifying the Judgment card, we have the Lovers. Yeah. Obviously, there's been some time that you've had apart from one another. And during that time frame, I feel like he has identified you as someone who is very special to him. The Lovers indicates, a soulmate. And soulmate relationships, they pop up. They have the potential to pop up multiple times in our life. So I think this is like another go around for the two of you. There's something there, right? There's something that brings you both together. There's some type of common ground or interest or bond. And it's nice to him. He enjoys you and he likes what you have. Clarifying the Emperor, though, I have the 5 of Cups. So like I said, he is about to go through a difficult period in his life. There's going to be a lot of difficulties that he's going to need to face on a personal level. He doesn't want to go through this alone. When people have Saturn in the 8th house, it's like possible that people can pass away or there can be accidents. There can be some of the most traumatic experiences of our life. In some way, shape, or form, he might kind of like sense this is coming. Like he knows that something bad is coming and he doesn't want to be alone for that. And again, he feels like you're the right person to partner with at this time. Clarifying the Death card. Strength, yeah. He's going to have to he's like a, I don't want to say like a ticking time bomb, but he's kind of like a falling knife right now, He doesn't want to go through this alone. He doesn't want to be alone right now. But the reality is that whatever he's about to face, whatever he's about to go through, he needs to face it alone. With Saturn in his 8th, he needs to face it alone. You're not going to be able to really help him. So clarifying the Ace of Cups, we have the 4 of Cups. He feels like you are not as like open to him as maybe you were at a particular point in time. Like he does feel like maybe you're like more guarded or you're more protective of yourself or you just have stronger boundaries than maybe you did previously. Nonetheless, it doesn't stop him from like wanting you. However, like he's only offering a cup right? Like on the card, the person's offering a cup, and then it's clarifying the Ace of Cups. Like he's offering very, very little. And like you're not impressed. But at the same time, he doesn't have really a lot more to offer. Like there's really not more he has to give. He's kind of like chancing on the fact that you'll just like take him in a way. Clarifying the Three of Wands. Six of Cups. Yeah, there's a familiarity that you have. There's a level of comfort he has with you. He doesn't have to start new, you know. He doesn't have to get to know someone completely brand new. He likes that about this as well. So the ultimate outcome here, I have the World card. Bottom of the deck, I have the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like, look, it's like if you're interested in this, like what you see is what you get, you know, what you see is what you get with him. This is all he has, you know, what he's showing, what he's giving, it's all he has. And yeah, like you already see what you're getting with him. And if you're not interested, this would be the time to just permanently close this door, you know, to permanently close this door, to leave this one in the past and to move forward, because he's very content, you know, like there's no new tricks up his sleeve with him. Yes, Camille, you can be added to the list. So yeah, if you're not impressed, just cut it off. Just cut this one off. Because he's very complacent. He's very like stuck in his way. And he's not going to be willing to do anything to make you more happy. Like, so yeah, I would say just let this one go, you know, like you're not the same person anymore. Like you likely you have more boundaries, you have more, you know more of what you want, and he's just not going to be able to give you what you want at the end of the day. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think you have to look at more of his actions as opposed to what he's saying, because yeah, there's just nothing here. Alrighty. So I hope that is helpful and gives you the guidance that you were looking for. You're welcome. Good luck. Camille, you can go ahead and post your question. Starlight, this is not a free reading. These are paid readings or member readings. All the links and information are in the description box below. Yes. You're welcome. All right. So for Camille, what does Camille need to know for the month of June? All right, so the astrology card that comes out for you for the month of June, we have the 7th house. So this is about relationships, and this month for you is very relationship heavy. There's a lot of energy moving into your 7th house. Jupiter is moving into your 7th house. There's a new moon in your 7th house. So this is a big month about relationship, okay? So prior to all of this, it's a good time to evaluate your relationships and kind of separate people that are currently in your life right now and think, all right, who's on my good list, who's on my bad list? Um, and those people that are on the bad list, kind of think about what would need to happen with those relationships to get them on to the good list. Okay. And by, about June 23rd to 24th, decide whether or not those bad quote unquote relationships are worth investing in, because then on June 25th, you have the new moon in your 7th house. And this is where you want to start setting the intention to pour into the relationships that are really important to you, pour into the relationships that are giving to you, that are working for you, because then over the next 6 months, these are relationships that have the potential to grow. And I'm not just obviously talking about romantic, this is all relationships in general. Okay. So before new relationships come in, you want to make sure that your existing relationships are in good working order. Let's see what other messages want to come through for you. The past energy that you're leaving behind is the Queen of Cups. Okay, so hopefully by this particular moment in time, you've done a good chunk of that inner work. That's what the past couple of months have been about for you, have been about prioritizing yourself, putting yourself first, doing that inner work. Because, like I said, now it's time for relating, right? And the quality of our relationships can only be as good as where we're at with ourselves. So now you need to start connecting with people, right? You need to start connecting with people. You need to start having relationships with people. So it's kind of time to get out of the like self-care, self-preservation, self-nourishing mode, and now come to the table and bring your value to people. Okay. In the present energy, I have the 6 of Pentacles. Again, another card that's about relationship. Yes, it's now time for you to bring your value to the table. At this point, hopefully you understand, you realize, and you know what your secret sauce is. How do you make other people's life better? How do you provide care and nourishment to others? And now it's time to go out there and find people who are complementary to you or give you what it is that you're looking for. So, it's very good right now to like put yourself out there in the sense of like, okay, this is what I bring. I need someone to fulfill XYZ, and going about and trying to find people who can give you XYZ. You said I started talking to a guy. Yay! And it's going good so far. Good, good, good. So, yes, just continue to get to know him, build that relationship, tend to all of your other relationships as well. That's exactly what this month is all about. The outcome of the month is the Page of Cups. So that is really nice as well. So it feels like by the end of the month, like you've got something good going here. You've got, the beginnings of something that is going to grow over the next couple of months. Okay. So June is just like the beginning. It's just the seed that's being planted. And then over the next 6 months, you've got to tend to the seed, work on it, water it, all that good stuff. So you would have at least planted a seed this month. And it sounds like you're already working on that. Let's see what else comes through. 8 of Swords. Okay, so I do see some fear or anxiety that might be coming up this month as well as you start to do this new thing, as you start to go about relationships in a new way. That's normal, until you get really comfortable in your connections. It's not going to feel, super normal yet. So that's all good. Just use those times where you start to feel fear or anxiety as learning lessons, and always relate it back to yourself. Always go, okay, this person is making me feel this way. Why do I feel this way? Not, oh, this person is being XYZ. So just try to change your mindset to be more self-reflective, as opposed to like pointing the finger at someone else for making you feel a type of way. We then have the 7 of Cups as well. There's going to still be uncertainty, and be okay with that. Be okay with uncertainty. Be okay with not knowing exactly how things are going to go. This isn't the season of certainty. This isn't a season of having everything all figured out. So go with the flow. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with other people. Know that this is a long-term game that you're playing here. Six of Swords. Yeah. By the end of this month, I do feel like you will be on your way. You're going to feel much more confident in yourself, and it does feel like something is taking off, okay? Or, it's well on its way. So that's very, very exciting. And I have the 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So yes, I feel like the ultimate result of this month is going to be really, really good. You're going to feel like you're in a good position with your relationships. You're going to have good people around you. And that's exactly how you're going to feel this year with Jupiter in your 7th house. Like, it's a good time for relating and connecting, and that's where your joy is going to come from. So you're already feeling it this month. So exciting stuff. Let's get a card of advice and guidance. We have Be Real. Okay, be real. So yes, be honest with people, be honest with people about how you're feeling or where you're at. I feel like that's just going to create deeper intimacy, as opposed to trying to act like everything is perfect or that you have it all together. We've also got Detoxify. So yes, let go of anything or anyone that it's just not worth it anymore, you know? Like, if there's just certain relationships that you're like, "I don't wanna invest in this, I don't have any energy for this, it's not worth it for me," let those people go. And it doesn't have to be anything, like, dramatic, like, "I'm not talking to you anymore," like, it just needs to be like, you kind of make that decision to make that uncoupling because you know that what your goals are right now and that the goal for you is to form a relationship and you know where you need to be. You know the level that you need to be at and not everyone is going to understand that and there's just no need to have like any discussion. So if anyone's stressing you out, not worth it, just release it. And assess the situation. Bottom of the deck, I do have take a breather. So I feel like this is saying, look, like, be smart, but don't be like overly critical. Like, obviously, if you're going to invest time in someone, it should make sense, but don't feel like you need to have everything figured out right now. Like, some things in relationship will just be revealed to you over time, and that's just like the nature of relationships. You get to know, you get to know. So just enjoy that process, enjoy the experience. I think this will be a good month for you. Lots of new beginnings, lots of fresh starts. So just enjoy it. You're welcome. Good luck. Hello, Rosalind. Thank you so much for your donation, love. Do you have any specific question or do you just want me to pull random cards? Great. Can you hear me? Okay. Do you have any specific question or do you just want me to draw random cards? It might be um, blocking your comments. I'm going to make you a moderator and see if that will fix the problem. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I've just made you a moderator. Can you try to post your comment again? Okay, there we go. Random is great. Okay, cool. All right, so let's just see what the most important message is for you at this time. What messages do you want Rosalind to know at this time? What are the most important messages for her to hear? All right, so your card is clear your mind. Clear your mind. You might be thinking about things that don't really matter, things that are not really moving the needle forward in your life. You could be, um, stuck on something in the past, and it feels like there's nothing for you to particularly worry about. Um, so there's just no need. Like, there's just no need for whatever it is that you are continuing to go over and over again on in your head. Like, it's time to let that go. Okay, let me grab a clarifier for that. I have the Queen of Wands. Bottom of the deck, I have the Strength card. You may really feel, you may see a particular vision for your life, and you may be trying to figure out how that vision is going to come to pass. Like, how are you going to get where it is that you want to go? And you might be trying to like scheme or plan or plot how it's all going to happen. But I feel like there's no need. The path is going to unfold for you. You will be guided. You will be led. Things will happen when it's time for them to happen. It will be easy for them to happen. It will make sense. You don't have to try and push at this particular moment in your life. I do see that you are very capable. You are very strong. You're very independent. You have a lot of energy. You have a lot of passion. But perhaps your life maybe isn't going at the pace that you'd like it to go at, or maybe you think you should be further ahead than you are right now, but you're exactly where you need to be. And yes, you are very capable, and your capabilities, your talents, your gifts, your skills will be used at the appropriate time. So there's just no need to worry at this particular moment in your life. You're exactly where you need to be. You're doing exactly what you need to be doing right now. Even if maybe it seems like you're not, or maybe you're doing something that's like less than what you think you're worthy of, you actually are exactly where you need to be. Let's look at where you should be focusing. We have the sixth house. So your focus right now should be more on the things that are in your control. You might be too focused on things that are not in your control, in terms of like people or timing, but you should focus more on the factors of your life that are in your control, which includes the way that you spend your daily life. Okay. The way that you manage your health, the way that you manage your time, what you do for work. Those are things that you do have control over. So focus more on the controllables and less over the non-controllables. Let's get one final closing message here. We have talk less, feel more. Okay, talk less, feel more. So go more within, connect more with your spiritual, more with your intuition, as opposed to your logical, rational mind. You could be too focused on the outer world and not focus enough on the inner world. And again, that's where you're going to have more control. You have more control over the inner world than the outer world. So go within and focus less on everything else that's around you. Okay. So hopefully that is helpful for you and has given you some clarity. You're welcome, dear. Good luck.